Hey everyone, welcome to our first 3C2A webinar of 2023. I'm your host, Sean Connor, CEO and co-founder of eTeam Sponsor. As the official fundraising partner of the 3C2A, we're proud of what we've accomplished and we're really excited about where we're headed into the future. Since 2014, we've helped 3C2A member institutions raise over $14 million. Today, we have some exciting updates and information to share with you about our fundraising platform and how we've raised that much money. I'm really excited that we're doing this webinar because today you get to see what makes eTeam Sponsor special, our people. You're going to be able to see how our product enriches the student athlete experience. And lastly, how our process is proven to win the fundraising game. We also have an incredible panel lined up for you that will close out this webinar. As a former student athlete in the 3C2A, as well as a coach, we can't wait to share more of what we can do to help you and your programs. First up, we have Nicole. She's going to provide a brief overview of how our fundraising process works and the benefits of working with eTeam Sponsor. Nicole, take it away.
Thanks, Sean. I'm Nicole, a client success manager here at eTeam Sponsor, and I've been with the company for about 2.5 years. In my time here, I've seen many teams, including my own stunt team, really benefit from using our system. At eTeam Sponsor, our simple process is easy and effective. With our Team Funder product, you can get a campaign up and running in 30 minutes or less. As a coach myself, I know I have 100 other things I need to do. So the fact that eTeam Sponsor can launch a campaign in 30 minutes or less instead of an hour or two like our competitors really helps. Not only are you saving time, but you're raising more money. On average, our campaigns raise 2 to 4 times more than our competitors. Raising money with eTeam Sponsor comes with expertise. This company has 13 years experience raising money for your teams, totaling in $160 million. Our reps are current coaches and former players, and we understand the needs and wants for every team and here to help you every step of the way. Another great thing about eTeam Sponsor is that there's no upfront cost with our Team Funder product. Unlike our competition, there are no hidden fees when you fundraise with us. When you use our Team Funder product, we do not charge you even credit card fees. A key point is that we do more than 30 days of a campaign. When using Team Funder product, it's best practice to let it run for actually about 90 days. We typically see programs raise about $5,000 or more in day 31 to day 90. You're leaving money on the table with just a 30-day campaign. And with Team Funder, we deposit the money into your bank account once a month. We also use a 256-bit encryption to keep your donors' data safe. It's very important. With all that said, working with eTeam Sponsor is a no-brainer for any team looking for a fundraising platform that's easy and effective. My team has raised $28,000, and that money has gone such a long way for my team. Thanks for listening, everyone. And up next, an overview of the recent updates for the Team Funder product.
Thanks, Nicole. It's Sean Connors again. Welcome back. Really excited to jump in and show you how our 6-step process is going to help you raise more money than you ever have before. First, you're going to go through step 1, which is our How It Works presentation. That's a live demo of our product with one of our representatives. At the end of the 10 minutes, when you're ready to get started, we're going to send you a welcome email. And in that welcome email is probably the most important piece of information that we share with you at the beginning of the campaign. And that's the participant instructions. This is vital to the success of the campaign. More on that. Step 2 with us is called our quick launch tutorial. Here we're going to further educate you, but most importantly, empower you with how to get this campaign page out to as many people as you possibly can. We're going to work with you on the messaging. We're also going to show you how it's custom, branded, and the only company that offers this as an individual participant page for your student athletes. From there, we'll dive into the messaging. We'll help you create a welcome email, reminder emails. We also have a campaign wrap-up email. Lastly, we have emails that are going to go to your donors. Thank you from the student athletes, which is really important because that's less work on behalf of your student athletes. We want to make this easy and effective, and that's one major step there. From that point, you'll work with our representatives to identify the important dates within your campaign. We've been doing this for 13 years. We know when to set up a campaign, when we have reminders. The mobile and social media date reminders are really important. The messaging that will be sent on those dates comes from you, the head coach, to your student athletes and reminds them to participate. We have other dates that are also included. in terms of when the campaign's going to launch, when we're going to follow up with you in terms of a post-launch review. All of these dates are really important. From there, we're going to continue to build out the dynamic content that ends up in your campaign page, as well as the body of your emails. Each individual sport, like you can see here, has a list of needs and activities. We've built a database over the last 13 years that allows you to identify what the needs are and what the activities are. From there, once the information is collected, your campaign is ready to go. Now it's all about participation, and that's step 3. Step 3 is going to give you the best practices for how you can incentivize your student athletes to complete this form. In 13 years, we've databased every transaction. We know who donates the most often, how much, what professional referral source typically is going to donate the most, family member, all of that's in there. We recommend you follow those step by step. Now, step 4 is the campaign launch date. This is where we put all of that work into action. And what we've created is a very easy QR code for your student athletes to scan and get logged into the application. Our goal is to make participation easy. Your goal is to get this campaign page in front of as many people who know and care about you and your student athletes as possible. The more they see your campaign through text message, social media, and email, the more money you're going to raise, the more donors you're going to reach. So let's get started and show you how that works. First, your student athletes are going to click on the green text message icon on the left-hand side of the screen. Once they click on that, their native text message app will open up with a pre-populated message where they now can identify Aunt Becky. Aunts are the ones who typically donate the most per donation. Here you can see the message is up, the text message is sent. Here's what Aunt Becky will see on her end. She can simply click on donate now, make her donation. You're off and running, raising money for your campaign. The next is on the far right-hand side, the native share app icon. You click on that, it'll pull up your native sharing application. Anything that the student athletes would like to post on, they can. Instagram, direct message through other social media applications like WhatsApp. That will help them get this message out to as many people as they can through social. The last step, and the most vital in terms of the amount of money that's raised throughout the course of the campaign, is the email campaign. When they click on that donor, they're going to simply identify the first and last name of the donor, their email, and these list of relationship types they would choose. That way, when we go to send the email, it's appropriately messaged to them. From there, the campaign is up and running. Step 5 is the post-launch review. You'll have this view, which is your campaign dashboard, where we can log in and see actionable data. You'll be able to see in the campaign graph here, the gold line is the goal. The black line is what you could raise with 100% participation. And the green is your actual trend line. So working with our representatives in this product, along with our process, they're going to give you actionable data to make sure you reach your goals. Not only will you have access to that information, but you'll also be able to see who's participated and who hasn't. This has been a game changer for our clients, for them to be able to log in and not only see who do they need to motivate, who do they need to touch base with, who's close to being at their intended goal for contacts uploaded into the application, but they're also going to be able to click on, in a sortable format, who's done well. And sometimes that's most important because you can go back to your student athletes and remind them, hey, in this example, Justin did a great job. He uploaded the number of contacts that we needed him to. He texted it out. He posted it on his social channels, and he's reached his per participant goal of $350. From there, the course of the campaign will run through 45 to 60 days, in some cases 90 days. And the last step is step 6, our campaign wrap-up. Here's a look at the College of Sequoias. This is their org campaign page. You can see over the course of the academic year, they raised roughly $94,000. But they didn't do it just through campaigns. They also are able to do it through one of our new features and functions, which is a custom QR code, where we can really quickly upload a logo. We can upload the colors of the school, a couple of cool little tweaks to it, and voila, you have a campaign QR code that now you'll be able to post anywhere. From there, you'll be able to have that as an additional resource to raise money. Lastly, In the campaign wrap up, we'll review your completed campaigns year over year, talk about the growth from one campaign to the next, what worked, what didn't. Do we want to run the campaign at the same time next year? And we're done. 30 minutes or less to run the easiest, most effective campaign that you can, all with the expertise of people that have been doing this for 13 years. Now, let's kick it over to Randy Cottings.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to some of our e-teamers today. I am Randy, head of product and co-founder of e-team Sponsor. To close out the content section of the webinar, I wanted to tease the updates coming to e-team Sponsor this summer. We're excited to announce that our next webinar in July will be about our biggest product update in company history, new athletic director view, new participant user experience that will lead to them reaching more donors and raising more, along with updated reporting and increased customization that you have been waiting for. We are excited for these upcoming product releases. Once we nail down a date for that next webinar, be sure to mark your calendars and tune in. All right, now it's time to hear from our championship panel. Lex, you're up.
All right. Thank you, Randy and team, for all the information and explaining just a few of the benefits of eTeam Sponsor. My name is Lex Alekna. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at eTeam Sponsor, and I'm ultimately responsible for all of our customer-facing teams. And I'm excited to begin our panel discussion with two incredible individuals who are also clients of eTeam Sponsor and have consistently done a great job in their fundraising efforts. My hope for the coaches and athletic directors or anybody involved in any fundraising activities listening to this webinar is for each of you to have at least one or two new takeaways, learn something new. So ultimately, to improve your fundraising experience and the amount of funds you can raise for your schools and your programs to really enrich the student experience, student athlete experience. To me, that would be worth it. Now, just a couple quick housekeeping items before we get going. All the attendees on this webinar are in listen-only mode. So all you coaches and ADs listening, if you have any questions, there should be a Q&A box at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and you can type in your question there, and we'll do our best to get that answered as they come in. Okay, now that I have the honor and pleasure to introduce our esteemed panel and clients of eTeam Sponsor. First up, we have Coach John Beam. Coach John Beam is currently the head football coach and athletic director at Laney College in Oakland, California. The program was recently featured on Last Chance U documentary series on Netflix. And Coach Beam has over 42 years of coaching and teaching experience in the high school and community college level. His highly accomplished resume includes a national championship, both the California High School Coach of the Year and the Junior College Coach of the Year award. And Coach Beam has also sent over 200 players to D1 level schools, has a 90% graduation/transfer rate from Laney, and is a very integral part of his community. Coach, welcome. We're excited to have you.
Thank you. And it's 92.5. This is graduation transfer.
Thank you.
Get up 2.5 is a lot.
You're going to update your website. Update your website. What next up? And that's an improvement. I like that's a good improvement. All right, next up is Tim Foster. Tim has an incredibly established career over the past 10 years. He has been the foundation director for the College of Sequoias in Visalia, California. Tim leads the foundation for all fundraising efforts with his board of directors and staff, and his efforts have benefited and enriched thousands of students' lives at the College of Sequoias. And I think coming on here, Coach Tim called himself a coach of a financial guru of everything.
Financial development. Yep.
There you go. Welcome, Tim. We're excited to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. And what's great about this panel is just a broad spectrum of experience in the professional lives, but also in fundraising in particular, and also using the eTeam Sponsor system and really maximizing the system because they've both done a great job. And fundraising plays such an integral part for our schools and our programs and our athletes nationwide. How important, just to get things going, and you guys can take it one by one or however you want to take these questions, is how important has fundraising been to your program and your schools throughout the years and currently?
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, at high school level, right, when I was at 22 years at Skyline, I think fundraising was huge because athletics is seen as co-curricular, right? And extracurricular. And so it's extra and you have to pay for extra, which is, I don't quite get. Here at the community college, for me, it's co-curricular, right? And just like the English teacher doesn't need to raise funds, we shouldn't either, but we have to do our extras, the special things that we need. And so for us at Laney, we do one fundraiser a year, and that's E-Teams. It's easy, it's efficient, and it works. But I'm glad I don't have to do 10 or 15 more. When I was at the high school, it seemed like every month I was doing a new fundraiser, like washing cars, selling candy, right? Raffle tickets. It just got to be so much. That became my job, not teaching, not coaching. And thank goodness now at the community college, I'm back to just coaching and being the athletic director with one really efficient, easy fundraiser.
Love it. Thank you for that.
Well, my experience coming into College of Sequoia is our athletics program does get good funding from the college. The college is very supportive of our athletics programs, but those ends are never met by those public funds. All of our programs are raising money. When I came in here, there were a lot of bake sales, car washes, candy sale, all those kinds of things. And I got to tell you, events are like one of the worst ways to raise money in terms of efficiency. And the events are necessary to get people together and that type of thing and sell your message, but not trying to make money off that chicken dinner or that gourmet popcorn or whatever. That is not the way to. People want to give to people, and that's what E-Teams is all about, is making sure that Jimmy or Jenny's grandma is going to more likely give to her than to your program. And if she's in your program and she asks or he asks grandma, they're gonna be able to get a contribution. So I made sure that we embraced that fact and gave a great opportunity for our programs to stop being professional fundraisers, or at least attempting to be professional fundraisers, and go out there and raise money the right way.
Yeah, no, I love it. And it's like, like you mentioned, Tim, like the events are great. And this is just a compliment to that on top of that, to really raise the money that you might want to. And from both your experiences, and Sean mentioned this in one of his opening, but just working with the team at E-Team and the culture we have, can you just talk about the experience you have working with the actual your support team, the team here that just really is hands-on with you every step of the way, for everyone listening?
Yeah, for me,
Yeah,
like I'm the lowest denominator. I don't know anything about no apps or on the phone or anything. So I can reach out to my guy, John Laird. Johnny's my guy. He gets it done, comes in, explains it to the kids, walks it through the steps. And then when there's a glitch within our staff is looking to see who's done what, they can call John right away and he walks us through the steps. So I want to think that John does it for everybody, but I also think I'm special because he treats me even better than most. If that's possible.
I like to think we treat everybody equally, but maybe who knows? We'll go with it.
Well, at the College of Sequoias, we're really in an expansion program right now, getting more and more of our coaches to buy into the idea of an E-Team sponsor campaign in lieu of any other forms of fundraising. And it's been great. We've been able to show the record of our coaches that have been doing it, and been refining with the E-Team sponsor contacts. And Sean, in his intro, he said, "Nicole, take it away." And that's exactly what I say too. I get someone thinking about launching a campaign. I get an email with the three of us on it, and I say, "Nicole, take it away." And she walks them through the process and starts building that campaign and launching it. And that's all, as the foundation director, the professional fundraiser on the campus. That's about all I have. That's my level of involvement in getting that campaign launched. And it's been very easy for me, and that's why our foundation, we underwrite all the costs of partnering with E-Team sponsor. So every coach that signs on knows that if they raise $100 through E-Team sponsor, $100 goes into their program budget.
Love it. And both of you mentioned a couple of things here. A couple of themes I'm pulling out is it saves you time. Raising money, like more money than you expect, and just the amount of money you're raising, the team you're working with. What about like in Coach, being, you quickly alluded to this, if you want visibility into what's happening or what the management of the campaign or what participants doing what, or what programs raising the most money. Is that helpful to you both? I'm just curious about the back end of the system, logging in and just having visibility into everything. Has that been helpful for you both?
Yeah, 100%, because it allows us, because we always talk about accountability, right? So now I can see what the young people are doing, right? Are they doing it? Our coaches are doing it, right? And so it gives us that opportunity, that vision into peak, so to speak, what's happening. And then, and everybody knows we're looking at it, right? And we can. And so that the ease of that kind of holds everybody accountable to do what we said by what deadlines, right? So it makes it easy for us. Not that we would ever punish anybody for not doing anything right, but just in case we wanted to incentivize them to get their contacts in, because that's the key, right? If you don't get the contacts in, we can't even think about raising.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't manage what you can't see. And so if you can see all those, if you can see that all your students are doing their part in getting those contacts in, and we're not sitting there holding our students accountable for those contacts performing and actually donating dollars. That would be unreasonable. But hey, you got to do your part and give us the contacts so we can work this system. The system doesn't work if the people that we're asking to give us those contacts, because again, people give to people. If our people aren't asking those people, then we've lost the whole advantage of it.
Yeah. And I think accountability is it's a fine line in this process, but also super important. Everyone has a different approach, a different philosophy, and you both have very different roles. How are you holding, I guess, Coach, your athletes accountable, and then Tim, you have multiple programs you're looking at, not just the student athletes. How are you guys holding your departments accountable? Maybe Coach will start with you.
Well, I think it's just, it's again, we're all doing this together, right? So we just kind of put it out there. There's nothing like peer pressure, right? And peer pressure is positive, right? So we just lay it up there. Here we go. Here's the guys that turned in their 15. You can see them. Here's the guys that didn't turn in their 15. You guys gonna get it done or not, right? Somebody looks, you're not the guy, right? So, I mean, it's kind of good, right? They, athletes want to be competitive. So let's find something that can be competitive. And for us, to see who's turning their contacts on time, and the number works out really easily for us.
Well, it turns out coaches want to be competitive too. So I'm certainly at a different level. I'm saying, hey, the cheer squad, they have 15 cheerleaders doing a campaign, and they've already raised $7,000. That's what you can be doing with. Just think what you could be doing with your squad of 25 or 30 or whatever the other coaches squad is looking like, and so definitely on that end, and then just making sure that the follow through is happening on the thank yous and all of the steps that complete the campaign. And honestly, we take it another step, and that's not necessarily within the scope of this discussion, but just to let you know, like, we have a full cycle of a campaign. It's not just that 90-day campaign. That's the start. That's when we're getting people to give to the program. And from that point forward, we're trying to transfer that relationship from giving to, grandma giving to Jimmy to grandma giving to COS football. And thank you for giving us to COS football, and the COS football program appreciates it. And we're going to keep trying to build that relationship program to the individual thereafter.
Yep. I love it. And then it also expands your donor network as well to move forward. Coach, did you raised your hand? Did you have a question?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we haven't talked about, maybe we're going to get there, is that you send the thank yous out, right? So I don't have to get on players, go to anybody else to get them out. So that's a nice piece, because the thank you is really important, right? If you want to get continued funding from folks. And so E-Team handles that for us. So I like that. I like that aspect. So again, one less thing I have to worry about.
Anything else you want to, I wasn't going to go there, but anything else you want to say about what you like about the system specifically that helps your process?
Well, I think just the idea that occurs, right? Because people want, if they're giving you $5 or $5,000, they want to know that they got it and to say thank you.
Yeah.
You take that off our plate. Now, when I see it's a 5,000, then I'll write a handwritten, right? But again, I know that there's something out there. I can take a little time. So I just found out, but I want to thank you for your generous donation. This is really big, and so it's just one less thing I have to worry about. And then if not, I would have to have the players write the thank you, and you know how long that could take. So
For sure.
E-Teams do all that is really good.
Nice. Yeah. Every step of the way.
the timeliness and the specificity of that thank you is super important. Thank you for your X dollar donation going to X sport, crediting Jimmy, and being able to have those components baked into the automated thank you is super important. And then just from a mechanism standpoint, the distribution mechanisms of social media, text, email, any one of those channels will work in reaching our intended folks, and all of them work really seamlessly. And now with QR code, I mean, heck, you can just be catching someone on the street and hitting them up with that QR code, or placing that conspicuously at the entrance to your field or your arena or whatever, and making it super easy, putting in your programs, your sports programs, all those kinds of things. That just makes, you just got to knock down all the barriers and make it super efficient for us. COS Foundation, I've got 2.5 full-time equivalents working here. I can't do nearly the amount of fundraising with just our staff. So anything you folks can do to help us make fundraisers out of the people who definitely want to raise money but don't have the tools helps us tremendously.
That'd be great. We're getting close to time, but Tim, I was just thinking in your role, and when we're at conferences and we're talking to coaches and athletic directors, whenever we have a conversation, something I consistently hear is they want to create a stronger relationship with their advancement department to help their fundraising efforts. I want to build a better relationship. What advice would you give to those individuals to build that stronger relationship? And also, does E-Team help with that in any way?
So definitely the financial development team need to understand the tools of E-Team Sponsor. So, and I think your little preview videos and other forms of information that you have online do that just wonderfully. So it's about empowering them to get that buy-in from the financial development folks. Understand that they're we're on Fundraker. That's a different fee structure than the initial product, and so understanding those differences is important, and just trying to make sure that they understand that the coaches understand that the financial development directors are there to make sure that the college gets as many resources from the community, investment from the community as possible, and they're ready to help do that, and are ready to abandon some of these other ways of fundraising that we've discussed that are enormous time sucks and cumbersome, which are those events and those types of things. And so, hey, don't support me. We don't have to support me on that if we can get going on this E-Team Sponsor program, and we're going to raise more money. And then just that last point is that this is a feeder system into a larger donor, a donor base that can be their commitments to our programs can increase over time. That $5,000 donor, if that comes through E-Teams, that person's capacity is way past that. But those aren't the typicals, right? They're the person who has the capacity to give $5,000, but gives you 50 or 500. And now it's time to figure out how to take that $500 donor to that $5,000 level over time. And you just got their contact information. So that's and they're now a donor. So your work is done for you as a development director.
Basically, what you're saying is, like, at the end there is we're providing development team, advancement team, we're giving them net new donors to connect with and hopefully increase, and on an annual basis their annual giving, and making that a consistent thing.
Yes, all those folks understand the funnel system of bringing in donors, and you're just offering to widen their funnel tremendously, and I think that's key. I'm so supportive of it. I'm stretching you guys. I'm stretching the paradigm of our foundation and our college. We're putting our we've opened up E-Teams beyond athletics. We have our music programs. Any program can launch an E-Team Sponsor program campaign with the right case, and they come through me, and we get them hooked up with Nicole. And we've done that already with our theater program, our band program and our choral program, and we've raised over $35,000 from those 3 programs this first time out with them, and so it's been tremendous. And next, coming this fall, I'm opening it up to all of our on-campus clubs. So they stop trying to sell nachos in the quad for $1 as a form of fundraising. And that's me initiating that. And that's because I believe in the product and the system that and how it raises money.
Thank you. And we're seeing a lot of success with clubs teams too as well. So that's a great idea. Thank you for that. I mean, gentlemen, I know you guys are some of the busiest people around, and you know, I just want to thank you for your time, and you know, just want to respect everyone's time as well. We are over. Thank you, Tim, Coach Beam. Any last words you want to say? I would love to hear it, and I know the people on would as well on this webinar.
I'm so thankful that you are in our lives as a fundraiser, because it makes our lives so simple, so we can do the main things what we really do, which is to help develop young people. So I'm not worried about fundraising because you do it all for me. So it's made my life easy, and it's so efficient. I keep saying the word efficient because in today's day, we want to be as efficient as we possibly can. So again, I appreciate that. Sean, Doey, I'll see you all up in Tahoe. And Doey, make sure you're there on time, please, this time. That'd be great.
I'll let them know.
And I would only say, look, athletics, it's about making better people. It's about them being successful in what their goals are, and that is winning. I mean, that there's no doubt about it. That's winning, and resources helps that. And there's the idea that in community colleges we're trying to transfer folks too. And so if we can have the resources to go to more preseason exhibitions and tournaments, if when we are on the road, the quality of the calories our students are getting is better because we have the resources to pay for quality calories, we're going to be more effective, not only on the field but in the classroom. And we're going to have more transfers, more people taking their career further. And that's the name of the game. This is just the means to that end. And we really appreciate you folks helping us with that means.
We can't thank you both enough. Thank you so much for your time and your generosity and taking the time out of your day. Thank you, and look forward to chatting soon. Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye.